Hello, my name is Zach O'Brien, and this is the Field Podcast. First, we're going to start with our names. We'll start down.
My name's Lauren Byers. I play tennis at Penn State University.
Okay, restart.
No, it's fine. Here we go.
We're not gonna restart.
No.
Okay,
What's so fucking funny about me saying my damn name?
Alright, I'm Sean Skidmore. I'm one of the few non-college athletes on the podcast here, but played golf in high school and a little bit of baseball back in the day too.
Oh, Sean, do you have any favorite teams?
Baseball teams?
Just teams all around. It could be baseball, hockey, football. Anything.
I'm not the biggest hockey guy, truthfully, but for baseball and football, I would just go with the local Pittsburgh teams here. And then also really don't have a basketball team except for college basketball with my school, Villanova, obviously.
Byers, do you have any favorite teams?
I would have to say the Steelers. It used to be the Saints, but now it's the Steelers.
Rip Drew Brees.
Rip Drew Brees, yeah.
What happened
Brees
there?
ended my...
You retired.
Yeah.
I'm Zach. Favorite teams are all the Pittsburgh sports locally. Don't have a favorite NBA team. Team I support for college is the Pittsburgh Panthers, but go to school down in North Carolina at Barton College and play baseball.
I, however, as well as Robbie, do attend the University of Pittsburgh. I'm on the track and cross country teams, so that is where my college fandom lies, and it has lied that way my whole life. But as well as professional sports, I would stay in the Pittsburgh area for those three that we have, football, baseball, and hockey, and then the NBA, wherever LeBron James is playing, is my team. So currently the Lakers.
Quentin already told you. I also go to Pitt. I play frat league dodgeball and intramural basketball for the university. Big Pirates Steelers fan, but I'm also a Sixers fan, so my life sucks perpetually. Beyond that, I don't know. Yeah,
We're good.
Yeah, we're
That's
good.
good. I think we covered it all.
That's great.
Thank you guys for
Good
the
intro.
names now. So first, the Field Podcast, and what the name kind of means is, I think me and Quinn can attest to this most, that the field growing up, which we played at, was his uncle's yard. It's pretty important to us to where we really grew our love for sports. And I mean, I think me and Quentin have talked about sports our whole life. And Sean moved into the neighborhood in 5th grade and became good friends there. Lauren's always been in the neighborhood, and we've always been good friends. Robbie lived in another neighborhood.
yeah.
Substance is brought to the podcast by Robert.
It's a protein shake.
Oh,
These are vitamins.
I thought it was the shit guy last night.
These are vitamins.
I apologize.
Robbie grew up in another neighborhood, but we became closer in like high school and a couple sports teams with him growing up, and we've talked about sports and connected with sports a bunch. So thought it'd be interesting to have a sports podcast, and I think at least us four here can attest to like the memories that the field brought to us growing up. When you say so, pretty influential.
Yeah, I mean, even just where we're filming right now, like right behind the camera, there's just a huge tree that's out in the outfield in the field, and I'll always remember like one of my first times going to that field after I moved here. Like I remember hitting a ball. It felt like it was like close to the top of that tree or something, but you know that was so many years ago. But yeah, you know, we really just went there for years, and it really fostered our love of sports for sure.
Any special memories at the field for you guys?
I just remember O'Brien tearing his ACL about 30 times. And
He would tear his ACL at least 3 times a game.
yeah, but somehow come back and probably
Continue to tear it
lose.
again.
Yeah.
It's like Paul Pierce,
Yeah.
the wheelchair game.
Yeah, I mean, mostly we would play baseball there because the field perfectly is shaped for a baseball diamond, and then there's a fence in left field that was the fence for the field leading all the way into center, and then in right field there was like a sidewalk that we would use as the home run mark, but we were right-handed hitters, so it was mostly using that fence. But we played football as well there, and then there was a basketball court in the driveway, so we had it all going. But a lot of great memories there, a lot of fun times.
I think me and Quentin have fought there probably a million times. I remember having the neighbors at the side. I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
playing with my dad over there one time, and we hit a ball off a car. It was like a
Yeah.
soft, squishy ball, and they called the police and like handed the police officer a real baseball and like they hit this off my car, and then the police came and they kind of shut it down for the day. But that didn't stop us from playing at the field. Besides that, I just kind of want to talk about the NBA Finals. Any thoughts on what's going on? Right now, at the time of filming, the Denver Nuggets have a 2-1 lead in the NBA Finals, and Nikola Jokic looks almost unstoppable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can agree with you. He's almost averaging a triple double.
30-20 and 10 is quite impressive, but Bam
Yeah.
Adebayo might have him beat.
There's one kid that we know that had a hot take that Bam Adebayo is a little better than Nikola Jokic. We might have to get Jeff on this podcast eventually.
Could
That
be a
would
great
be a
guess
hot-
for sure.
Hot take segment for sure. A lot of intelligence there.
Right now, I'll start with you, Byers.
Yes.
What is your prediction for the NBA Finals? Who will win it, and what game will it end?
I think it will end in Game 6. I'm taking the Nuggets 4-2.
Who wins Finals MVP?
Jokic. It's nobody but Jokic.
Just give one.
All right. I think I'm gonna go Nuggets in 5. Actually, I was just watching SportsCenter this morning, and I saw that I think Jokic and Murray were the first teammates to have a 30-point triple-double just in any basketball game in the history of the NBA, which I think is just absurd. You know, there's about probably 70, 80 years of professional basketball, and that's never been done before, and they just did it in the NBA Finals. So I think they're going to be able to win the next 2 and take it home, and I agree with Lauren. It's Jokic is going to be the Finals MVP. It couldn't be anybody else on the Nuggets right
I
now.
saw a good thing on Instagram today. It was which game was more impressive? Was it last night with the 30-point triple doubles, or was it Kyrie and Braun 41 apiece?
Yeah, I saw that.
In Game 5.
Obviously, Kyrie and Braun. Despite my bias, I think that's an.
I
Yeah,
also think it would be that.
I agree with that.
The Nuggets weren't facing elimination, and I don't think they will be. I think they'll win in 5, like Sean said, pretty easily at home. And the Joker will be taking home the. Who they named the Finals MVP after? Is it Jordan?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Is it the
he just
first
won
one, or they
6.
did it last year? Right.
I don't remember, but
Special
I
name
think I
trophies.
know that it's
They
the
did
Michael Jordan
Eastern
trophy.
Conference and Western Conference last year, I think.
They probably
like
did that.
renamed them or something like that.
They just added a special name, or it might be Kareem.
Rob's looking it up on his handy dandy computer, I believe.
I'm actually going on FanDuel to look at the MVP.
Oh,
odds
okay,
right
okay.
now, because we know
It's gotta be Jokic minus
10,000.
Well, yeah, no, it's I
And
saw
Jimmy Butler.
I saw just
Jimmy
finals,
Butler.
just the Nuggets to win the finals is minus 1,000 right now, and Jokic is exactly minus 1,000.
Huh.
So
Well, yeah, if they
They're
win,
saying it's no
one
shot.
else is winning.
yeah,
Okay, if the Heat end up coming back and winning the series, who is the Finals MVP? Because some people are gonna say Gabe Vincent.
Gabe Vincent. Just
Does anybody else step up? Does Tyler Hero come back? And
no, he's not coming back.
No.
He's ruled out for Game 4. I already saw.
That's actually big for them. Tyler Hero's like their number 2 scoring option coming down the floor with possessions.
yeah,
I think he would just ruin the flow of things at this point, being out so long. He's probably hasn't been shooting.
I don't.
At
I
all,
think
or
you have to
playing
come
touch the
back.
ball.
I think you have to come back.
That's the thing with the Heat, though. They don't have anything close to a star like Jamal Murray or Nikola Jokic. They truly are an 8-person deep
Yeah,
roster, and it could be anybody on
it's a
any
good
night.
story though.
Do you
Yeah,
think?
But what they need is they need the threes to fall. Like they need at least 17 threes a fucking field.
How the
Duncan
NBA is
Robinson.
feeling right now is you have to
Who's
hit threes
getting-
in order to win.
Whoever hits
Nobody
more
on that
threes
team
wins
can just
most
win off the
times.
dribble besides Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
And that's hit or miss.
Yeah, I mean Bam Adebayo's playing a good series. I
He
think.
really is.
But not good enough for the other side center.
He's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think there's any chance if the Heat were to just win the series in some really weird way, like a different role player steps up in different games, do you think there's any chance that Jokic could win Finals MVP in a loss, possibly?
I don't think.
If he
I don't
just
think it'll
averages
happen.
in triple doubles.
I think it's only happened once.
Yeah,
And
I think it would have to be
Who was
such
that?
a crazy scenario.
I don't know who it was. It was some. It was
Jerry
way
West
back.
has done it.
I don't think it was Jerry West.
I just know Jerry West is 1-9 in finals. 9 finals there to
Okay, I thought you were going on a different subject. If the Heat win it and Jimmy Butler doesn't win it, who wins it?
Bam. I'd say.
Yeah.
At this
Yeah.
rate, Bam's averaging a double-double and doing his work.
I think their odds are about the same now. Jimmy just has a slight edge over Bam right now. But
What about Christian Brown?
For the Nuggets.
Yeah, I'm just.
Oh,
He's not gonna win it, but I think
sucks.
he's been
Sucks.
huge.
Yesterday he was.
He was good today, but the game before, game 2, they were down like 13. He comes in and plus minus was insane in that second quarter. Scored like 7, and then last night was like 15 or something.
yeah, he's
Off the
15.
bench as a rookie in the NBA Finals. I feel like he didn't get minutes at all in the regular season, and he's been big in this series.
For sure.
Did he dunk? Was it Jimmy Butler he dunked on? He dunked on someone. Thought it was Jimmy.
I don't remember.
Interesting little fact from last night. Heat get blown out by 15, but Kyle Lowry, who plays 30 of the 48 minutes, is only a -4 compared to when he's off the floor. Getting ran out.
Does Kyle Lowry get the start next
Does
game?
Kyle Lowry get the start next game? I think you have to. Been there, done that factor.
Well, they started Kevin Love.
Yeah, what the fuck was that
Yeah.
about? Yeah, what the fuck was that?
That was interesting.
I think Udonis Haslam has to have a big game.
Haslam steps up huge.
Yeah, his very nice shot attempt at the end of the game.
Voodoo magic.
Should warrant him some time.
Absolutely.
It was a good shot that he had to end the game there last night.
All right, way too early NBA season predictions for next year. Who wins it next year?
Next year.
Mm.
I mean, the Nuggets are going to be retooled, ready to go again. Celtics will be there. The Bucks will be there.
Does Jaylen
The
Brown
Knicks-
get
the
traded
Knicks
this
are coming out.
offseason for Damian Lillard?
I feel like
That feels like a lateral movement at this.
What does it take for
Why
the
would they?
Trailblazers
Why
to
would
get
they?
yeah,
Why,
rid of Dame? Would it be
I don't
Brown
know why
and
you
a
would
couple
trade
firsts?
Brunson for Damian Lillard, who's like 36 years old at this point. I feel like. I don't know, maybe young point guard.
But Jaylen Brown had a really bad.
Oh, Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, Brunson's on the
I said
Knicks.
Brunson.
No.
No, yeah, I think I would do that in a heartbeat for the Celtics.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that the Celtics are ever going to make that step. I don't know if Tatum has it in him. That might be a hot take,
How
but
about that dog?
we'll see.
Humbly, one of the biggest chokers in basketball.
I'll be biased and take the Lakers, of course, for next
Oh,
year.
are the Lakers getting Chris Paul?
He's washed. I hope not.
Waived today by the Suns. Does Chris Paul ring chase or does he try to stat pad?
I mean,
Ring
might as
chase,
well
don't
ring
know.
chase.
Yeah,
He has
I don't
no-
think
nothing
he
else.
stat
He doesn't
pads.
even have any stats pad, really. He's not
He's
really-
second all
Slide
time in
his
assists.
ass to Philly real quick. I can see that.
You think he goes to Philly?
He's
Yeah,
gonna
I
go
don't
to a
think-
good team.
Isn't he
He's too
not-
late.
That's
Getting there
assuming you
regardless
don't
of-
get rid of Joel.
What?
We're not,
No,
we're
he
not
probably
saying
won't,
that.
but I'm just
There's no way
saying
to
he-
tear it down.
I feel like he has a pretty big ego.
He's gonna
He's
go
just,
to.
I don't think he's gonna accept the bench player role.
He said he was addicted to the finals. He's
Must be-
fiending for
he must
it.
be
Like,
itching.
he's definitely chasing that.
If I had to pick a team that he's gonna go to, I think it'd be the Lakers on the bench.
Yeah,
I think he wants to pair up with Braun for his final
I
years.
saw the Lakers too this morning on SportsCenter.
What were they talking about?
Just how he's gonna want to go to a team that is gonna make it deep in the playoffs.
So if you got to pick a team from the Eastern Conference that wins it next year, who would it be?
I think it's gonna be. I'll even give the matchup. I think the Nuggets can make it back next year, and then I think Giannis is gonna return to full form. So I think it's gonna be Bucks Nuggets, and then
Did the Bucks hire a coach yet?
I think they did.
I don't know.
Bobby looking it up.
Bugs head cock. The Milwaukee Bucks hired Adrian Griffin as head coach 3 days ago for
What?
NBA.com. I don't know who that man
Yeah, I've
is.
never
I
heard
don't
of
know
him,
that.
not gonna lie.
Who did Monty Williams sign with? Was it the Pistons?
Pull that up, Jamie. Yes.
Was
Oh no,
it
yeah,
Pistons?
wait. No, I'm not seeing anything yet. Yeah, I don't know if he can,
Oh,
I don't
yeah, I
think
don't
he
know
can
if
sign
he's-
yet. I don't think that's happened.
Then Nurse went to the Sixers. I saw that.
Sixers will forever.
Is James
be-
Harden a Sixer next year?
I mean, I say it's 50-50, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, no, it does matter because he is their best ball handler. But personally, I think it's time to tear it down. It's
You want to trust the process part too.
You can't tear down a team that has
but,
an MVP caliber player and Tyrese Maxey and James Harden.
MVP
They-
caliber player who can't make it out of the second round.
I think it's interesting to
a
you can't
old
just
ass
think a
James Harden
trade.
and the Tyrese Maxey who's like
You can't.
good enough.
I feel like you got to just ride it out because to tear that down, it's not going to get like you're not just going to have another MVP type player fall in your hands, and they have I don't know they have what it takes. They just got to put it all together. which
They never
probably
play
won't,
like a
but-
team.
Would you
Ever-
entertain the idea of trading
They did it to
Embiid?
themselves. They had it. The process was fine, and then
Tobias
it's out of
Harris
nowhere, right at the end of
didn't
it,
help us.
they fire Sam Hinkie and hire Elton Brand, and Elton Brand just thinks this is NBA fucking 2K My League, making like 7 trades a season, like trading Dario Saric, Robert Covington, T.J. McConnell, like all those like deep bench guys, Ersan Ilyasova, like these deep bench guys who like
team players.
yes, and what team chemistry. So much of basketball is knowing where your teammates are going to be, and knowing how to play as a team. And you just get rid of all of that, all those role players, just to pull in like I don't even remember who they got from Timberwolves.
Tobias Harris is.
Tobias
they had
Harris-
Butler.
Tobias
Well, they got
Harris-
Butler
they bought
from the Wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah,
I
let
think
him
that's
go.
they're
that
gonna
was
look back
the-
at
yeah,
that.
that
And
was
that's
a
the
good
moment they messed up.
Yeah, when they paid Tobias over Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
'Cause Jimmy Butler was perfect. With
Thanks,
Philly.
Byers.
He had that dog in him. He had that grit.
Yeah. Would you entertain the idea of trading Embiid?
Yeah, for like 3 first-round picks.
Would you want another superstar? Or just
Three. Who are you getting 3 first-round picks? I guess.
I mean, they're going to be
Years.
different years. Yeah. I think a team like the Mavericks would want to reach out on that offer. I feel like they're trying to do anything to compete now.
I mean, we can definitely still win the East. It's just so frustrating losing every single year in a series that's right there in front of you. Like, we're up 3-2 this year against
3-2
the
up
Celtics.
Yeah.
at home.
That year against the
in
Hawks,
yeah.
like, bro, use the fucking
Yeah, Hawks is all.
That's on
like
Ben
a, like a
Simmons.
rookie Trey Young, like,
Mhm.
and it just botched so much shit. It's just, I mean, yeah, I guess you still have to keep riding with it. It's just very frustrating.
And how much of it can you attribute to Doc Rivers? Like,
none of it, literally none of it. I feel like.
Really?
I think that's just assigning blame, just because you feel like you need to point the finger at somebody. When in reality, maybe Joel Embiid just has to be a little bit tougher and a little bit more dominant in that series. It's like Doc Rivers. I know he gets hated on because he's never won one
I think he's
championship
one ring with
with
Boston.
the
Just
first big three.
the
of
records
Boston.
are abysmal, like in Game 7s. And
Yeah,
when
but
he's leading playoff series and everything.
yeah, and like I'm sure there's something to that, but at the end of the day, the players on the field, on the floor, have to make the shots, and he can't do it for them. And you have a guy who's been there, done that. It seems like every time they would go to him, like during the timeout zoom in, like he always seemed like he was saying the right things. I've heard complaints about his subbing not being where it should be, but at the end of the day, Joel Embiid has to step up. I put it more on him than Doc Rivers. I feel like he got small in that series.
MVP's
and a
gotta
little bit
step
afraid
up.
of the moment. He kind of hasn't been the same since that Raptors series when we lost. To be honest.
I mean,
I think that rattled his confidence. I mean, he's still a great player.
Well, I remember when they lost to the Raptors, he was like crying in the tunnel and everything. And now he's like laughing after they lose in
I
Game
know,
7.
it's something
Like, I
different.
just,
that, like, broke him,
something
like-
changed.
You would
Yeah.
expect it to have the opposite outcome where he would care even more and not want that feeling again. But maybe it's just
You're numb to losing.
yeah, made him numb.
You never
to
want to get to a point where you get content or you get used to
And it's-
losing.
Like, you're
And
never
I'm
gonna
afraid the
lose
Sixers are gonna
like
get pulled.
that again, probably.
Yeah. And
In
it's
a
like
game
it's,
7.
you gotta get the monkey off his back though. I mean, you know if he's around and they keep the core together, they're gonna be in the playoffs again. They're gonna have a shot to do it. It's just, can you beat the big bad Celtics? And the Knicks are gonna be coming up next year, and the Heat have always given the Sixers hell.
And the Bucks.
And the Bucks are, so it's just like, so now what are we doing? Like,
Yeah, it's gonna be
it's
tough either
this
way.
was definitely the year to do it. The East was wide open.
Yeah.
We were probably the most talented team at the start of the playoffs, and we should have beat Boston. We had it right there. We should be in the finals right now, but we're just not because it's the same sad story every year, unfortunately.
So do you think Sixers can make a run next year?
They can. They definitely can. They have.
Who are the contenders right now in the East? Would it be the Bucks, the Celtics, the Knicks, the Sixers? Are you gonna put the Heat back?
You have
Of
to.
course,
Really
I mean, they're in the finals.
I would
Really
say
no
those are
doubt
the
though.
5 you have to consider.
And then, I mean, I know the Hawks didn't have a crazy impressive year, but they still have Trae Young.
Yeah, I feel like the Hawks
They still
can
have
make a
John
run.
Collins. I mean, they're young and they're not a fun team to play against.
Oh,
that's for sure,
how about the
especially
Cavs?
in
Would you
ACL.
throw the Cavs in the mix there? I feel like they're a
Yeah.
good young
Yeah,
team.
I mean,
They have a lot
it's
of
only
talent.
getting tougher. I mean, this was really
The East
year
is
to do it.
about to stack up again with the West. I think the West is just hard.
The West is older than.
I
the
think
East.
it's about to
The East
even
is-
out in the
the
next
East
2
feels
years.
younger.
Yeah, it
East-
does.
The East feels like it's up and coming. Like even the Suns, for what they have, I mean, they're relying on a really old Kevin Durant right now, and who knows how long that.
Well, they have
it's gonna
two
be it's
players
gonna,
right
it's Gonna, it's
now.
gonna be tough to keep DeAndre Ayton. They're seeming to have some contract issues. From what
I've
Not
heard
really
some
wrong.
Knicks fans talking about trading Robinson and maybe a first or 2 for DeAndre Ayton and what that
I've
would
heard
do.
that as well.
That would be
I
an
think that would
interesting
be
trade.
good.
I think I could shake the West.
I
up
also
a
saw
bit.
Karl Anthony Towns, and Karl Anthony Towns is a bitch. So hopefully they get Karl Anthony Towns. He just feels like a poison pill. I've never seen that dude.
I think Cat and Booker are pretty close, so I think them being teammates would be pretty good for the Suns. Any input, Mr. Byers?
I think everything that you guys just said was pretty good. I don't have
That's
anything
great.
that I would
Good to
change.
hear.
Next topic.
Next,
No more Sixers discussion.
I'm gonna talk. Yeah, big 76ers fan, Robert over there.
It used to be a bigger one, honestly. Like mid-process with Hinkie and all that. Like I was
The
such
McConnell
a
era.
I was a diehard the 10 and 72 season, dude. Like I've been a diehard, just college sometimes. Just don't pay as much attention as I would like to.
Next, probably gonna talk about a little MLB. I mean, I think Sean and Rob are big MLB fans. Sean has a couple bets in there right now for futures. You want to talk about who you think's gonna win MVP and Rookie of the Year for AL and NL?
Well, first I'll just talk about the plays I had today. Actually, I only had one play today, but it's the first bet I placed in a while. And I took the over 8 on the Yankees-White Sox game because I saw the matchup was Severino versus Lance Lynn.
Lynn sucks.
Both have been pretty terrible this year, but yeah, Lynn has been absurd. And I just thought that the 8 total was pretty low. I would at least think that would be 9 or higher. So I decided to take the over, and that hit, so that was a good play. But for futures, I would go with Ohtani right now for MVP in the AL. I think it's ridiculous that Judge is putting up the same season to this point as he was last year. I thought, after Ohtani won in 21, I was like, unless, we get some truly wild offensive seasons, we're just going to see this guy go on a streak. And then, obviously Judge delivered one of the best offensive seasons ever and hit, 63 home runs, was it?
I think it was 62.
62. Yeah, 62. But yeah, now he's replicating it. So I think
Same amount of home runs, the same amount of games already.
yeah.
This one on the 10-day. What is it?
IL
IL
now,
now.
disables too.
Yeah, he went on the IL for hitting his thumb or his big toe on the concrete. over the wall and
Oh, and at the
the catch when he went through the fence.
Yeah.
There was concrete on the base and he kicked it or something. So he has like a contusion or something. So he's out for a couple days. So maybe that'll slow him down. But
Yeah. I mean, Otani is having a better season than he did last year, even especially from the pitching side of things. He's probably like easily
He's a
top
top 10
10, like
pitcher in baseball.
arguably top 5 pitcher in baseball, which is just absurd when you have the production that he brings offensively also. And then for AL Rookie of the Year, I'm rooting for Yoshida to win, and I think he's been pretty productive for the Red Sox so far. And he went through a stretch of a couple weeks where he was slumping a little bit, but I think he's picked it back up now. Josh Jung is really the only other guy I can see winning in the AL, and he's been on a tear also for the Rangers. So I don't think one of those guys is going to pull away from the other. I think it's going to be pretty close, and that Jung is honestly just going to keep narrowing the gap, at
He's
least
young.
odds-wise. Is it?
He's young. Josh Young.
Young with the J. It's done.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I remember me and Sean talking about his plays at the beginning of the season and him saying, or not just beginning of the season, like 2 weeks ago, but he's like, Yoshida's going to win. I'm like, Young's going to turn it on, and he's been turning it on. So I'd like to place a bet with you for AL Rookie of the Year. Hey, who do you have in the NL? Who do you think would be well, Rookie of the Year, I think Carroll's running away with it early, but
he is.
MVP right now. I feel like that's going to be a bit of a closer race.
I mean, I think it's Acuna right now. I think it's Acuna if he doesn't get injured, honestly, at this point.
Yeah.
Just the stolen base numbers, the OPS, just everything. I don't think there's very many players in baseball that are as dynamic as he is, and obviously, he's struggled with some injuries in the past, but if he can stay on the field, I think he can lock that up pretty easily.
What about Cy Young? I'm going to take Gallen. And in the AL, probably Garrett Cole right now.
Yeah, I think I would lean Gallen. I saw Strider got blown up today.
He seems to have outings where he gets shelled.
Yeah, Brandon Nimmo hit a grand slam on him today. So I think I would go Gallen for sure.
You have the odds on that, Rob?
I'm looking at MVP odds right now in the NL. And
Okay.
Acuna I'm seeing at +115, but Freddie Freeman at +500.
Freeman's at like 330 right now.
You know the Dodgers are going to be good. I think +500 feels like favorable. And
What's the best value you see on that right now?
I like Pete Alonso at +1300.
Yeah, I like that too. Alonso hits home runs, and voters like home runs.
Yeah. And if the Mets can somehow turn this season into a memorable one, then he's going to be at the heart of it. So feels right.
Yeah. All
I'd
right.
sprinkle $1.
Next, gonna talk about highlighting some of the more important MLB series for this weekend. First, really important match, probably the biggest matchup of the weekend. Texas at Tampa Bay. Right now, I got Texas. I'm gonna have Tampa winning the series. Actually, I like Texas, but Texas DeGrom getting TJ, big
Might end their
big
Cinderella
down,
run.
yeah. But I think they're gonna play down it because of that. Little upset that they're losing the race and they're big money. So
I think the Rays will
also
get it
Tampa
done.
at home's just big. Sean, who do you have in that series?
I think I would take the Rays, just because they're playing at the Trop. Just the splits with that team.
Huge crowds this weekend.
the splits with that team, the road and away splits are just drastic. I think if they were to play, is it Globe Life still?
Yeah, it's still Globe Life.
I think if they were to play in Globe Life, it would be the Rangers, but I would take the Rays.
I'm seeing live bet on the Braves down 1 run in the top of the ninth at +640.
So lock it in.
Might have to jump on.
Next series I'm gonna go on to Boston, New York. Obviously, big rivalry there in New York, and don't know the pitching matchups for this weekend, but
Garrett
I'm gonna
Cole,
say- I'm gonna
Garrett
say
Cole
Bal-
tomorrow night.
Garrett Cole's tomorrow.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna take. I'll go Boston in that series. I think they're 31-31 right now, so I think they are gonna stay over 500 in the competitive AL East.
In the House of Pain,
Mhm.
I That's great.
That's what you're calling that division?
No, that's what I'm calling Yankee Stadium.
Oh.
I'd say Red Sox as well. I feel like they spoil a lot, so we'll maybe see that this weekend.
Yeah. Sean Byers. Who you have in that series?
I honestly don't have any interesting input on that.
Me too. I really don't know.
Dodgers, Phillies. Gonna take Phillies winning that series. I think the Phillies are about to get hot. Got
I
a
could
couple
see
friends that are
Schwarber's.
no.
I think the Dodgers are about to start running away with this league. They started with like literally a losing record. I don't know if y'all remember when the Pirates, Dick Waxman.
Pirates are
won
also
the
hot.
series.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be hot teams like that.
Yeah, well, the Dodgers are hot. They're like
Dodgers are hot.
15, 16 games over 500 right now.
Yeah.
And they're slowing down for nobody, especially not the Phillies who can't fucking stop tripping over their own 2 feet. So
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be.
Yeah,
Easy Dodgers.
Freeman's
Easy
really been
Dodgers.
stepping it up.
They're not on the same level right
Mookie
now.
Betts has been on a tear recently too.
That whole lineup bats like 300.
Yeah, they have a really good lineup. They got Outman, who was running away with the rookie of the year at the beginning of the season, but obviously Corbin Carroll's been stepping up. I think he's on like a big hit streak right now. It's like 10 games, and his OPS is climbing. Next, talking about Mets, Pirates, obviously Pittsburgh area, big series for the Pirates, trying to stay over 500 and avoid the sweep after dropping 2 or 3 from the Athletics. I don't know how that happened because the Athletics are terrible, but so is Roansy Contreras. So,
I will be in attendance on Sunday, so they better win.
what's your
I might be in
prediction?
attendance tomorrow.
Let me see who's pitching this week. I think
if you're
tomorrow
going-
is
If you're going tomorrow and I'm going
Bassett.
Sunday, then we win the series. So.
I'm 2-3 on the year right now.
McGill versus Hill tomorrow, and I'm gonna take the Mets in that one. I think Hill gets shelled.
Yeah.
Saturday, Senga versus Oviedo. Senga really
Oh.
good.
Yeah, that's saying good's torture.
Yeah. And then Carrasco versus Keller on Sunday. So I think they
we'll
take.
win one.
I think the
take one
Pirates
with, like,
take
2.
Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna get a bounce back from the offense a little bit.
I think the offense had a decent series against Oakland. I
Decent.
think the pitching was just.
I mean, whenever you're
horrendous.
down 7-0, it almost feels a little easier to score some runs. They're not really throwing at
Yeah.
that lead runner very often, and teams are kind of coasting. It's still very embarrassing to get shellacked by the Athletics.
So I think we all agree Pirates lose the series, or anybody.
I think Rich Hill could.
Rich
could
Hill
take
showed
Rich
it.
Hill has had
Possibly.
his fair share of solid outings this season.
Yeah,
But as often as he gets
I
blown
feel like
up,
when he faces a good lineup, he gets rocked.
Yeah, Robbie and I were in attendance at the home opener, and he just got shelled that day. So there's been like multiple starts this year for him, where I've just been like, I'm gonna press a bunch of player to hit a home run buttons on FanDuel because Rich Hill fucking sucks. But he's actually put together some quality starts when I've done that. So
Can we get sponsored
against
by
McGill, you said?
McGill.
Yeah, McGill Hill.
I think we could take that one. Maybe.
Dick Mountain tomorrow.
I think so.
And moving on, Minnesota, Toronto, Jose Barrios Bowl. Gonna take Toronto at home.
Both those teams are playing pretty decent.
Yeah, I think the Twins are in first right now, but the
Twins are
Central's
throwing Sonny
terrible.
Gray
So
Friday night against Kikuchi.
Sonny Gray's been really good this year.
I've always been a big Sonny Gray guy. I think
He was terrible in New York, but I think he's been good elsewhere.
And Joe Ryan in that. I think.
I like the Twins pitching a lot.
Yeah, that's actually. Yeah.
I'll still take Toronto. I think they're
Toronto's gonna try to
really good.
outscore you.
I think Bo Bichette's the best shortstop in baseball right now, at least this season. Cincinnati at St. Louis, obviously the Reds are pretty hot with De La Cruz coming up. But in St. Louis, I feel like it's an important series for them. And Marmol, their manager, I think if they lose a series, he is on the hot seat like a lot. He could get fired this weekend if they drop this series. Tell the Reds, who I think are in 4th place in the
Third
Central.
place. They're ahead of
The
the
Cubs
Cardinals.
dropped to the
They're
4th.
ahead of the Cardinals.
I think Cardinals are in last.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I could have not seen it.
Do
I still
not-
think
do not
value
feel
on St.
bad.
Louis
Do not
to
feel
win the
bad.
division is still.
Yeah, I know. They're
Still going to win the division.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Brewers are playing some better ball. That's the only thing. But I mean, when you look
I
at the
think it's
Brewers
the
lineup,
Brewers.
there's just nothing spectacular about
The
them.
Brewers lineup's not good.
Willie Adames, Ronnie Tellez, like
Their best hitter might be
Yeah.
Williams Contreras or whatever his name is.
Louis Uria. He's back. He hasn't had a hit yet. He's only over 16. That's solid.
He was on my fantasy team at the beginning of the year. Last
Yeah,
series going to get into Seattle at Angels. I think Otani's pitching this weekend. I'm gonna take Angels, win 2 out of 3, maybe even a sweep.
Seattle's been disappointing. I thought they were gonna
Yeah,
be
I
better.
think Angels are, I think, a game or two above 500, so
Yeah.
gonna be an important series for them in battling out in the West. I think the West right now, 2-team race, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of these two teams get in on that mix right now. Rangers, Astros. I think me and you, Rob, talked about it the other day about Rangers winning
I
that
love the
division.
Rangers. Yeah.
I think the Rangers have a really good lineup. So
Yeah, and the Astros seem fading. They're older. They don't have that core together. It kind of feels like this might be the Rangers' year.
Yeah.
But I also really do like the Angels to make the offs. They're gonna have to do it. Like they know their time is running
pathetic.
well,
out.
I think
Yeah.
Otani's last year of his contract. I think they want to keep him. They
gotta-
got to make a run.
I
gotta
think like they're gonna. They should absolutely go crazy at the deadline. They got to get everything.
Yeah.
They got to.
They're
I
gonna
like
have
Farmer
They got to do
System.
something to
Tony.
convince him to stick around, even though I think it's a done deal. But where does it?
Where is he going?
Yeah,
You think he stays on the West Coast? I think he goes
I've
to
been
the
saying the
Dodgers.
Yankees. I've been saying the Yankees. I know people say the West Coast, but there's just something about those pinstripes, especially after you have a few seasons playing in Yankee Stadium, playing against the Yankees, where you're kind of like, oh,
It's
fuck,
special,
it's
yeah.
gonna be pretty cool to play for. And they're gonna pay you most of it.
Yeah. What's your prediction on
No, I
Otani?
agree. I mean, I think Yankee Stadium's a great place to go to, and I think he will end up there.
I agree, Myers.
Sean, you got an idea?
I think that's a good point. Like, especially when you look at it, as him as an athlete from a different country.
Yes.
Yankee baseball and Yankee Stadium, the pinstripes, and everything that comes with that organization.
They landed Tanaka a
Is-
couple years ago.
Yeah.
Well, I think Otani said originally that he wanted to stay out west for this contract negotiations to start his career, but he could have changed.
It was
That was
probably
like 4 or
because it was
5 years
closer
ago.
to like Japan,
Yeah.
even though it's a whole ocean away, and it doesn't even make any sense. Like,
Yeah,
at this point,
but I think the West Coast is
Oh, so
more
you're right.
Japanese fans. Like, there's more people from Japan over here.
I'm pretty sure all Americans are Shohei Ohtani fans at this point, though.
Yeah, but
I
I'm
mean, I
saying
guess
at the beginning of his career. I mean, not,
Yeah.
it would.
And
It'll be fun to see
I
what
mean,
the hot
You
stoves
can
be
see,
cooking.
Ichiro played in a lot of spots. He played in Miami. He played in New York.
He also got
Seattle.
washed.
Like, yeah, of course, but you could see with every organization he went to, you could still see the love for him, from Japanese fans at all those games and everything. So I don't think fandom would be a problem for Otani, wherever he were to go.
I'm pretty sure they sell his jersey at PNC Park.
Yeah, Bucks jersey.
You got an idea?
It's coming.
Let's move on to some football.
The real sports.
A real sport.
All right. I'm talking about some NFL news. Came across our phones today. Dalvin Cook getting released by the Minnesota Vikings. Any thoughts on that, real quick?
I think, the Dolphins are the favorite to land him right now, which I think would just form a disgusting offense despite having an overweight and overrated quarterback.
Yeah.
And Tua looks like a meatball now from what I've seen, and
Because
that's
his
a lot of
brain's a
speed.
meatball.
That's a lot of speed with. They already have a lot of speed with Waddle and Hill, and if you add Cook to that, he's a great pass catcher. That would be scary. As a Steelers fan, I don't want that to happen. But I also, my prediction for him is, well, if that doesn't happen, then it's going to be probably the Bills,
Ooh,
and he'll pair up with his brother and take his job pretty much. But they'll work them together as a tandem. But that would also form that offense into a pretty threatening.
Is Dalvin Cook
offense for
from
sure.
Miami?
Yeah, I think he is because he
Yeah.
went to Florida State, but
Because this is a quote from him playing against Miami either last year or the year before. This is what I dreamed about. This is a kid's dream, just living it, trying to take advantage of the moment. If you know me, you know I just love to have fun, so I try to enjoy the moment, man. Just because you don't know when to get these back. We only play in Miami every 2 years, so you gotta take advantage of these types of games.
I think he's gonna end up in Miami.
Sounds like
They need a running back. Might as well
Yeah.
spend that money. They've
Yeah.
spent the money over the last few seasons trying to get a winner down there in Miami. I think what's interesting about it, Dalvin Cook, 5-year, $63 million deal. Only lasted 2 seasons on that deal. I think beginning of his career had a lot of injuries. Honestly, don't know why the Minnesota Vikings even signed him. I feel like running back's really replaceable. I think they got Alexander Madison, who they really like there. What do we think this means for NFL running backs in the future? Do you think that teams are going to shy away from big contracts with running backs, or maybe a team's going to give that guaranteed money, or what do you think is going to happen in the next few seasons?
I think running backs are so incredibly replaceable, especially if you follow the right model. With the hard salary cap in the NFL, and you have 53 people to pay, I don't really see the point in paying a running back unless he's literally Adrian Peterson. You know what I mean? Or Christian McCaffrey. Like,
Even
you
with
gotta
guys
be
like that, they
get hurt.
You never
yeah,
know.
he
You never know what's
played
gonna
10
happen.
games in the last 2 years. He was with
Yeah.
the
Derrick Henry.
Panthers. and
Henry's
now-
been the only guy that I feel like
Henry's
hasn't been
payable.
banged up. But I think he's
But
a
now
freak
he's out
of
of his
nature.
prime, I think.
Yeah, I don't think
And
he's
you know
that
what you
good
do
right
whenever
now.
you pay Derrick Henry that much money? You box yourself into playing a certain brand of
Yeah, so
football
you have-
that sometimes doesn't always work,
Yeah.
Yeah.
as we've seen with the Titans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dalvin Cook, no matter where he ends up. Fantasy football players, all right here. Are we looking at Alexander Madison as a potential guy you want to take?
I think he could definitely be up there. I was just reading, in 5 starts, he has 700 total yards and 5 touchdowns.
He's averaging like 15 fantasy points a game
I think
when he starts.
That has a lot to do with the opposing team preparing for Dalvin Cook, and maybe, I mean, they are similar play styles, but
Yeah, they got the same hair.
yeah, but Madison, I mean, I think he'd be maybe a good RB2 or flex, but I think eventually, once he's the guy that they're preparing for, they'd catch up, and he wouldn't be putting up those kinds of numbers.
Yeah. Are we still looking at Dalvin Cook as a potential guy you want to take?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, maybe. I mean, I think he'll still be an
Rob,
RB1.
can you look up Dalvin
I
Cook's
think he's a
ADP?
second. He's a second starting running back on my team.
Thanks.
I don't think Cook is a running back too for fantasy
I think
football.
if he could
I don't
land
think
it,
you
I'm
can
not gonna
draft
pick
him
him.
like that.
Yeah.
I'd take
average of 35.
He's so that's like third, fourth
38.
round.
third.
Yeah, I mean depending on what league you're playing, 10 man it's like a third rounder.
I'd rather have Jonathan Taylor, I feel like.
Yeah.
If you guys have taken
I'd rather have McCaffrey.
I think
Eckler's
there's-
gonna get you those catches.
I don't like Eckler this year. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think the
It's weird
Chargers
for
don't want to.
Madison.
I know, but I don't think the Chargers want to pay him. So I think at the end of the year, the Chargers brand of football was completely not run the ball, and he does catch the ball out of the backfield, but I don't trust his health right now. He's old.
Who?
We're getting older. Austin Eckler.
Is he old?
I mean, this is probably the sixth year.
Has he struggled with injuries?
Yeah, he has. He's been. I mean,
I don't
he's
know,
been
he's
good the
been-
last 2
He's been in
seasons.
the lab this summer.
Yeah, he
What
looks
about
in
Alvin
the best
Kamara?
physical shape.
I don't like Alvin Kamara this year for fantasy. I don't
No,
like him
he's
as a running back
playing
anymore.
Jamal Williams.
And I think he's going to get arrested.
Jamal Williams is going to be down there.
Yeah. I
That'd be a
mean,
nice
Alvin Kamara should be in jail right now. So.
Yep.
All right.
What did he do?
He beat a man in Las
Vegas,
Vegas.
right?
Yeah. He like almost died. He got sued and somehow he got off. But I think
Somehow.
he's gonna face a
Pro
suspension or
athlete.
something. But it's gonna move us on to our final topic in our first segment called Over Unders. Today's edition we'll be talking about NFL win totals and our opinions on if a team will go over or under. Got the over unders right here. I'm gonna start with you buyers.
Yeah.
Just we'll go team by team. The Dallas Cowboys win total set at 9.5. Are we going over or under?
I'm gonna say over.
Skidmore.
Under.
I'm gonna go over.
That's a hot take from Skidmore. I'm going over. They have a loaded team, and even
Well, I
though the
think
NFC East
I
is
think they
getting
win the
better,
division because no
Yeah.
team's won that division back-to-back years in like 30 years, 20, whatever it is. Rob, over under set 9.5 wins for the Cowboys this year.
I'm peeking this schedule right now. I mean, I have to lean over. I feel like just because
The over right now is
so
a
9.5
minus
is
158.
so low.
Yeah, they have so much to use, and their defense should be pretty good.
Yeah.
I think they have a generational defense. I like Prescott to bounce back. I like that they don't have
Yeah, I think
Zeke anymore and they
Prescott
can
gets a
just
lot of
feed
hate.
Pollard.
Yeah, facts.
Jaguars 9.5.
Under.
Bit high.
Under.
That being the same as the Cowboys is ridiculous.
Yeah.
What's their division is
Yeah,
piss
that's
poor.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. They have.
That is true.
They got
6
3 rookie
easy-
quarterbacks going to be in there this year.
I
I think
still
they'll-
like them at like 9 wins. I don't.
I like him at 9. I think
Sure,
9's a
line.
good total.
I think they'll win 10.
What's
but
interesting is they
just
got
'cause
him
their
at
division's
minus
terrible.
150 on the 9.5. So a little juiced there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go under. Sean, how about you?
For the Jaguars?
Yeah.
Under.
I don't like the Jaguars hype too much, just because they won a
Not a Doug
playoff
Peterson
game.
I
fan.
feel like it's gettable though. Over
Yeah, I think
nine and a
It's
half.
easily-
gettable because of the division. I
It's
think.
easily gettable playing 3 rookie quarterback. Or wait, yeah, they'll play 3 rookie quarterbacks. Yeah, Levis is the Titans quarterback now. So yeah, 3 rookies. That's 6 games. I think they'll win 10, maybe even 11, just because of their division. But
So you said over.
yeah, I don't think they're really too much of a threat.
Yeah.
In the
Rob,
playoffs.
Jags.
Over. I'm looking at their schedule. I'm only seeing like 3 or 4. I mean, they're gonna play the Chiefs, they'll lose. They're gonna play the Bills,
Falcons.
they'll
I
lose.
think they play in Pittsburgh this year.
They're gonna
Yeah.
play Pittsburgh, they'll probably lose. Yeah,
Steelers.
no, I mean, yeah, they could definitely. That's a
That's a
game the
winnable
That's a
game.
game the
I think
Steelers love. San Francisco's tough.
Steelers love losing those.
I mean, just looking at this,
The Jags
I'm not
got our
seeing a
number
whole lot
usually.
of guaranteed losses.
yeah.
I like the over actually.
And then it's gonna bring us on to the Pittsburgh Steelers at 8.5.
I honestly think that's a log.
Bit
That's
disrespectful.
disrespectful.
That's
disgusting.
disrespectful. Yeah.
With an easy schedule and a revamped group on both offense and
schedule.
defense, I think the Steelers are winning 11 games this year.
With our new
You
addition.
heard it here
What-
first.
For the Steelers, do we want to go through every game and say what we think? Because we're Steelers fans.
I mean,
Yeah, we can. I think what's interesting
Yeah,
is the
they're not-
Steelers don't play good at the beginning of the
I forget
season.
what
They play a good week 1,
they're playing. They're
Niners.
they're playing the NFC West.
NFC West
Yeah. Okay.
should be we're playing the Seahawks, the
Yeah.
Niners, I know those. Cardinals.
NFC West and the AFC South, right?
Yeah, it's
Yep, we play the South.
that's-
Just an
those
easy
are great.
schedule. It's
Yeah,
nothing
I mean,
that
we're-
gets-
That's 4. Well, at least 3 winnable games. I think, and then the Cardinals are terrible. I think we'll at least split with all of our divisional rivals. If not, we could win maybe 2, maybe against the Browns or
Yeah.
whatnot.
We
But
I like
It's gonna come down to how good Sean
Packers
Watson
aren't
is.
special.
Yeah, I think
Falcons.
the Bengals are going to take a step back.
That's
I think they
concerning.
lost a lot on
Oh,
defense. So I think the North is more open than people.
8.5 is
Even
is
if
really
even if things don't go
low.
our way, if we win 9 games, I wouldn't be happy with that. But like that's still over the 8.5. That's just
Like Tomlin.
And
insanely
obviously,
Like Tomlin's never had a losing
disrespectful.
obviously the losing
Yeah,
seasons
one
thing
against-
comes
this
into
is
play.
strong against the Bengals.
We play the Rams are terrible. Packers are our added in
Right.
17th game. I'm pretty sure they aren't. They'll have Jordan Love. We'll see how that turns out. I'm not really too worried about
Cardinals,
that.
they definitely beat the Cardinals.
Patriots.
I mean, who knows? Colts. I mean, I'm at 7 on like locks. You guys think we'll split? And then we got So if
I
we,
think the Steelers
if we
will 11
split and then
games.
So,
if we
yeah.
split our division, that's 3. And then we go
Yeah.
Seahawks for 4,
That's
Colts
it.
for 5, Patriots, Cardinals. Like
We'll
that's,
lose
that's,
one.
yeah,
We'll lose
6.
a
So
lock.
6 out of one of those
Yeah.
ones.
But I just
Always
think
And then
happens.
Packers, Rams. I mean, there's 8 already. And then
Texans,
Texans, there's 9.
Raiders,
Raiders,
won't be
there's
too
10.
good.
I don't. 10 feels right at least.
Yeah, I think at least
When you
10.
really look
I
through, if
think
you're going to be
11 is
awesome,
the
and I mean, it
number.
comes down to Kenny Pickett.
And I think
I
Guys,
think
keep
I
it
think
away.
Kenny Pickett's special. I think what it really comes down to is how Matt Canada utilizes the offense.
I think Matt Canada should jump off a bridge.
I think so too.
He has a lot. Of
I think a lot of
options.
Pittsburgh agrees with you too.
Gotta get
Um,
one that's high enough though, because those bridges aren't too high. But that offense is special. The pieces
Yeah,
there
got
are
it.
very. There's too much talent to not utilize that in
I think
the
DJ
right
bounces
manner.
back this year big.
Well, yeah. Now that they
too,
know who they're actually going to be getting the ball thrown from, and
Yeah.
he knows who he's thrown to. He gets to get reps in with them all summer. He's been working with them in the off season. It's just going to be. I think it's going to be special.
I don't like Deontay Johnson.
All right. We'll talk about that real quick. What's your beef with DJ?
He doesn't catch the fucking football.
I think he does catch
I
the
think-
ball.
Okay,
He runs.
I don't know
backwards
how
after.
possible this was, because I think in the
Too loud.
timeline of events we lost Juju possibly before we locked up DJ. I would have way more than loved to give that money to Juju. Juju, a fucking hater. That's a football player.
I agree with that thing. I like
He
Juju a
makes
lot.
TikToks. Shut the fuck up. with the Steelers, we can talk some shit. Every once in a while, it's gonna bite you in the ass, but
Yeah.
get him to stop that. He's
Juju's
gonna
not
choke.
a better wide receiver than Deontay. That's
I think
delusion.
Deontay's shifty. I don't. I like Juju in the
Juju's
slot.
At least
one-dimensional.
Talk about
Juju
George
runs forward when he catches the ball.
Pickens.
I think Deontay's pretty trash, to be honest.
I'm excited
I
to see
hate
what
him.
George Pickens does this year.
I'm
They
very
kinda
excited
had
as
him on,
well,
like,
Byers.
What?
I'm very excited as
He's
well.
gonna be getting more attention now,
Yeah.
but like I think he's
That's
still
fine
special
because it's
enough.
going to take away from everybody else. We got so many
Yeah.
weapons. You got Najee
Pat.
out of the backfield. Pat,
Darnell.
you're adding Darnell Washington along with DJ, and obviously Allen Robinson's probably going to come out of the slot and take on that Juju.
Jalen Warren
Warren
is
is
a
And
great.
Calvin
RB3.
Austin's going to be a weapon this year. Already said it. Matt Canada already said it. Tomlin said it.
That-
Calvin Austin's going to be utilized.
Back to the Dalvin Cook, how important the running back position is. Like we saw it last year with the Steelers. Like Najee had a pretty good season, but like we had Jalen Warren coming in and putting up great numbers, and he was literally undrafted. Like there's just so many guys out there that can do the job at a high level, and it's not worth it to like re-sign these
You
guys.
get a dog that wants to play football. He's
Yeah,
gonna
puts his head down
Yeah.
and gets the extra yardage. So it's a very, very open position, I believe.
Moving on. Seahawks over 8.5.
Under.
You take the over.
I'm taking the under.
Taking the under.
Fuck Geno Smith.
I'll take the under as well.
It's gotta be racist.
What's the over?
Or 8.5.
Not racially motivated.
I think they can get 9. I'll take the over.
I like Geno, but I feel like we give every team an over, and that's not possible. So let's say under.
Yeah.
But
Buffalo,
I feel
10
Some
and a
teams
half.
are just gonna be frauds.
Over.
10.5. That's
I'm-
a tough division now, but
I'm gonna take the under.
Buffalo under.
I think they did miss their Super Bowl window already, which might be a hot take, but they've
No, I
choked
think
so
so.
many
I think
years.
I agree with you.
I think they missed their window, but yeah, I'll go under as well. I think Aaron Rodgers,
Josh Allen
the
cover
Jets are gonna
Madden Curse can
yeah.
Yeah, I think the Jets can be good. I think the Dolphins can be good.
Patriots
And then
will maybe
the
steal one
Patriots
there,
can
but
take one. Yeah.
and they're playing the first place schedule, I believe.
Yeah.
So that'll
That's
be
huge.
they'll get to see the Bengals again, the Chiefs. So yeah, I'll go with the under there as well.
the Jaguars. Vikings 8.5. I'll go over.
I'll take the over there.
Yeah, I'll take the over. That division's.
I like Kirk. I like Jay Jettis.
I think the Lions can be up there as well, but
I think the line. We'll get to the Lions in a little. So the Lions have an interesting
yeah,
one.
I'll take over for that.
Rob 8.5 for the Vikings.
I don't even know what the Vikings are doing over there.
They lost a lot, but 8.5 in that division. I feel like.
Aaron Rodgers is gone.
Who's their quarterback?
Kirk.
Still. I mean, they're gonna put up.
They do put up 50 a game.
They're gonna throw the ball.
Adam
a
Thielen's
lot.
in
No,
Carolina now.
Okay, yeah, they suck. The Vikings are the Vikings. They're just continually
Some
mid.
bad memories with the Vikings.
Yeah, Byers, ex-Saints fan, remembers the Vikings pretty well, and Diggs, sideline,
Yeah, and then Kyle Rudolph.
touchdown.
And then Kyle Rudolph push off
Oh,
back of the
yeah.
end zone in overtime.
Bad couple years to be a Saints fan.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
the
The
Rams.
old PI.
That was the worst call I've ever seen. Maybe besides
Yeah.
Justin James.
No, that's worse.
Yeah, it is worse.
Easily
but
worse.
Steelers bias is gonna roll. in.
Greg Zerlin.
Yep. I have a Snapchat video of that
Yeah,
happening.
that was tragic.
All right, this one I think is a lock. Kansas City over 11.5.
Over.
I think it goes over because I feel like there's got to be a lot that goes wrong for the Chiefs to not win 12 games in a 17-game season.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over.
They're just
I
unstoppable.
think that's the best value on here because I just think it's a lock.
I like Steelers
unless
over 8.5.
Pat gets hurt,
Like-
but
Yeah.
yeah,
no,
I think the biggest
That's
lock
the
on
one's really
Steelers
low,
over 8.5.
yeah.
If I wasn't a Steelers fan, I'd
They
probably
won
think the
9
same
last
thing.
year with Mitch in there half the games.
And a rookie quarterback and
They've added a lot in the past
When they
year
were
as well.
the
Literally-
line improved so much, and I think that's going to be the biggest thing. And Najee's going to run the ball at will.
when they were going through the rotating door of quarterbacks with Rudolph and Hodges and everything a couple years ago, they still managed
Still
to
won
win.
nine.
Still
That
won
was
9 in a
sick.
16-game season.
Like,
Steelers are gonna Steelers.
Kenny started to pick it up in the
7
last
and
few
2
games
in
and
this
showed.
last 9.
Yeah, and they'll have the big difference, like they literally make the playoffs last year if a couple things go right for them with
A lot of close
a lot of bad going on in the quarterback room, and then T.J. Watt being out for what was it, like 10
Steelers win
games?
12 games last year if T.J. Watt doesn't get hurt.
Never forget what
They had a lot of close ones. That was brutal to watch.
Yeah, and we scored 10 points against the Patriots. But
And the-
all right, moving on. Interesting one here. San Francisco 10.5. It's the line.
I'll take the over here. I'm a big 49ers
Watching the
believer
fan
this
today,
year.
they said that news in San Francisco right now is Brock Purdy is ahead of rehab and he should be ready for Week 1, and they are going to roll with him as the starter as of right now.
What happens
unless
to Trey Lance?
Trey Lance gets traded by Week 8.
I remember when Trey Lance was supposed to be such a good fantasy pickup back in the day,
What
Yeah.
a debacle.
and just never panned out so far. At least.
I like Niners over 10.5. I
like
think they have a
over
really
10
good
and a half. They
defense.
play the Cardinals and
Rams twice.
Rams twice. And I mean, the Seahawks aren't bad, but like they're
They're not the 49ers.
I think with that defense, I think they could get back
Yeah.
to another Super Bowl in the next couple of years.
I'll take the over. I hope they lose Week 1 to the Steelers, but I'll take the over. They just have too many good pieces. Kittle, McCaffrey, like Samuel
Yeah.
to help out, which I
Yeah.
think is a mid quarterback in Brock Purdy. Kenny's better, but we'll see.
Yeah. It's not. I don't think that's a hot take.
It is a hot
It
take.
is
to
definitely
most,
a hot
to
take.
most people it is.
Yeah,
but
because most people are like.
With our Steelers helmet on the
Most
yeah.
people look at like. Most people are just box score watchers, and I think.
Yeah, I mean if
I think you watch the Steelers games last year, you see the improvement in the dog and Kenny Pickett, and I think you put Kenny in that system, he does pretty well.
yeah. All right, enough Steeler talk. We
Yeah.
can't be too biased here.
Yeah. Jets 9.5.
I'll take the over there
Yeah.
too.
I'll take the over, even though shout out to Ethan Fingerhut, the Jets are trash. But I'll take the over.
Going under. I think
Yeah.
Jones is or
If they go
Rodgers
under-
is washed.
If they go under, the Jets franchise should just be relegated. Like
Demolished.
bring in the Premier League rules and relegate them. They
Bring
are
in Alabama.
sorry franchise. Honestly, the worst in professional sports history. Maybe
I'll
except
take the
Browns.
Mariners
Okay,
as
the
the worst.
Mariners, but it's despicable that if they can't if they can't win 10 games with this team, like the Jets are just meant to the bottom dwellers
It's
forever.
just they're in a hard division, so I can.
They drafted that linebacker from Iowa State, like Will McDonald, 15th overall. But they're going to take Broderick Jones, and the Pats traded back. And
It's just they have
Steelers
the
took it.
Bills and the Dolphins.
that's a hard division. I
And the
think 9.5 is
Patriots.
really hard.
9.5. I think the Jets are good, but something about the number 9.5 feels.
I just don't see the Jets
I can
being
see
good.
them at
I haven't
9.
seen it in 15 years.
I,
Like,
I don't think
I
I'd
can
put
see 'em.
money on it either way.
Yeah, I'm
I wouldn't
staying
put
away
words
from
on
that
it,
one.
but I definitely would
that
not bet
Okay,
on
I'd take the under.
for a team named the New York Jets.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to move a little quickly here. Just tell me the over-under. If I say reason, just give me a reason, but I'm going to try to move quick here. Colts, 6.5.
I'll go under. since
Under.
it's against them.
Are they Anthony Richardson?
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson.
I'll take the over.
I'll take
I
the
predict-
under.
You say
I
6.5?
And Alec Pierce breakout.
They
year
could win some
next
games
year.
in that division,
That's my
but
prediction.
I think Richardson shows his lack of experience and struggles the first year. I think he'll be a good quarterback. I just think I think he'll eventually be good, but only playing 12 games in
What?
college or whatever it was
It's-
scares me.
Pittman and Pierce there right now.
Yeah.
Receiving
And then Taylor in the backfield, but
yeah,
Besides
I
that,
think that team can get 7 wins.
Do they have a defense at all?
they have
I don't know.
Darius or Shaq Leonard or whatever you need to change his name to. But yeah. Gonna move on. Chargers 9.5.
Over.
I'll take it.
I'm gonna go over.
I'll go over as well.
Rob 9.5 for the Chargers.
Server said.
Yeah, I think maybe 10.
Okay.
10.
Lions. This is an interesting one. 9.5.
Ooh, that's high.
Low.
High line.
Under.
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 Over.
Who?
Jared Goff
Lions,
has some
9.5.
swagger.
You said that with some confidence. I think Robbie's not a believer in.
I
Dan
think they can
Campbell.
get
It's the
nine.
same.
I think the
maybe-
Lions will Lions.
I
Eight
think
or
you could
nine.
apply, his same logic to the Jets. Like he was like, I couldn't
Yeah.
put my money on a team named the Jets. Like, the Lions would be that to even another degree.
I think
Yeah.
another interesting one here because another rookie quarterback.
What's Denver's?
I'll get that in a little. Carolina 7.5. I think that's a bit high for a
Their
rookie
division
quarterback.
is maybe the worst.
It
in
is
the
really
league.
bad. Both Souths.
But are they the worst team in the worst division?
They're not. The Bucks are.
I think the
they're
Bucks are
really
worse.
bad.
I think the Saints are going to win that division. To be honest,
Yes.
I think
the
the
Saints. I think the
Saints
Saints
are
like
being glazed.
limp their way through it.
Who's being glazed?
the Saints.
They're all terrible. The
Not even
Falcons are
good.
even
Bad
worse.
Yeah.
division.
Like I think the Panthers
7.5
could win that
is too
division.
high,
honestly.
though.
I like what I saw on the
8 wins
ground
will win
for
that
them
division.
last year.
The division's so bad. They could easily get 8. I think they could get 8. I'm taking the over.
I'll go the under 7.5.
Over.
I'll take the over.
I think they could win
Rob,
the division.
under.
Under.
They play the
All right.
Bucks in-
Washington Commanders 6.5.
Under.
I'm taking the over.
Under.
Who's their quarterback
7.
again?
I'm
Sam
giving them
Howell.
7 wins.
Under.
I'm going under
Who's it?
6.5. Sam Howell, the second-year
Oh,
quarterback
Sam
from
Howell?
UNC. Yeah.
Oh no, fuck Sam.
Under, under.
What's wrong with Heineke, bro? Why would they not just let Heineke?
Heineke's the backup
Heineke
quarterback
is
on the
great.
Falcons now.
Yeah,
Well,
They're gonna let
they're so
Raiders
dumb
start.
for that.
You're right.
Okay, you finally get a quarterback who seems like he wants to play for
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
for the,
that
for the
team.
football team, and he plays with a lot of heart and wins you some games, and you're like, nah.
Because
Yeah,
I
he
think
was
Ron
bad.
Rivera's a
We didn't
really
spend
bad
enough money on
coach.
him yet.
They're
Let's try
There's-
Carson Wentz.
they're in the
out.
they're,
because that
they're in
because
the
that's
Jets
work.
Lions
Yeah.
category. They're just disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Sam Howell.
Interesting
Sucks.
one. Another
Sucks.
division that don't think is very good. Going back up to the NFC North, Bears favorited for 7.5. I'm going under, and I think it's a lock.
We'll
I'm not
see
a
what
believer in
Fields
Justin
does.
Fields. I'm just not.
No, they don't like Fields.
Wait, what's the line?
7.5.
Fields
Running
with that
back?
They're
ball.
gonna-
I've never believed Justin.
Yeah,
Fields.
they're not winning 8 games. They're not winning. they're not going
No,
8-9.
they're not, they're
I'll
not.
take the under.
Under.
I think under is a lock right now.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Moving up, Las Vegas Jets.
What?
Las Vegas Raiders 6.5. I don't know who their starter's going to be now. Garoppolo's
Stidham?
still. No, he's with the Broncos. Backup
Stidham- I
quarterback.
remember Stidham going off last year.
Yeah.
You said
it's the
6.5
Niners.
for what?
What's wrong with
6.5.
Garoppolo?
He failed his physical.
Oh
Yeah.
Just give me the under.
Wait, so who is in there?
Wait, I think I gave that whole NFC North the under. I gotta switch for the list.
No, but you didn't get
No,
the
we-
Packers yet.
Yeah, we need to Packers.
I guess
did
over.
you?
I guess
saying-
over.
Well,
Vikings
yeah, you
are
did
winning
say
the
under
league.
for all of them so
I'm
far.
going over.
You're going
Yeah,
over
maybe-
not 6.5.
Yeah.
Maybe the Lions could be wrong. That number is low.
Yeah, it's just too
9.5.
high. I think 8.5 is a good line.
I would have
It should
taken
be.
8.5.
They have a higher line than the Steelers. So that's goofy.
Yeah.
That just feels weird.
What do you want to?
Maybe they're tempting me to
What's
the
it?
under. Maybe
Raiders,
that's what
6.5.
Vegas wants to.
And who's quarterback?
Don't know. It's probably
Like,
gonna
I
be
can't
it's gonna be Garoppolo,
actually-
but right now it's just prepare as if it's Garoppolo.
I think he could win 7 games.
I like the over there. I think the West isn't as good as people think. Maybe it is. I'm not a believer in the Broncos.
I think with Devontae Adams too, that adds a lot to your offense.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's
I like Jacobs too.
Really
I
tough
really like
division.
Josh.
Yeah,
I kind of.
If we're
I think.
we were
I
all
think that,
banking
but
on
here's
the
the thing:
Chargers.
Is
the
there- is there a
Chargers
chance that
have a good
Garoppolo
offense. I don't
plays
believe in their
physical
defense.
gets in
I
there?
just don't.
No.
I don't think they've any.
What was that?
Derwin
Is there a
James.
chance that Garoppolo
Yeah,
does
but
play?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Garoppolo
Bosa.
will play.
Then over. Yeah, over. I like
6.5.
He's a
under.
winner.
Yeah.
I'll switch to the over because they Jacobs and Renfro and Adams.
I love Hunter Renfro.
The Waller's still
He
there.
plays the
right?
game
No,
right way.
Waller's
Oh,
on the
wait, he's
Giants.
Waller's a
shitty.
giant.
That's just a dangerous
Ooh.
statement.
I like this over a lot. Green Bay Packers 7.5.
Why do you like it a lot?
Under.
Yeah.
I don't think the only person they lost is a old Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, and they didn't make the playoffs with him.
They only lost.
They
one of
still
the best
won.
We'll see what
quarterbacks of
Jordan
all
Love
time.
does, I guess.
All they lost was Aaron fucking Rodgers.
Yeah, but
One of the
he's
best
not. He wasn't the
quarterbacks of
same
all
Aaron
time.
Rodgers.
Did they win 8 games
He
last year?
wasn't
Yeah.
bad
I'm
by
going
any
The
means.
ayahuasca.
Unless Jordan Love.
I think
shocks
Jordan
me,
Love's
I'll go
good.
under.
I think Jordan Love has played really well in these been called. And
I think
stuff.
Jared Love could be good.
Yeah,
I do.
and that division's not good. I think 7.5 is very attainable.
Over. Give it to me. Go pack.
Oh.
Feed me the over.
Feed
All
me
right.
that over.
9.5 for the Miami Dolphins.
Over. They're gonna be good.
I think the Dolphins are
I
gonna
think
Over.
they're gonna put up some numbers.
be. I think they could win that division.
Going under.
I think they might.
I think
win
you're
that
out of your
division.
mind.
I think they
That's
will win that
disrespectful,
division.
honestly.
I like the Jets.
I mean,
I like the Patriots more than I
They
like.
have tied.
I don't like.
wow.
I think
That's-
Belichick's a
okay.
good coach. I like their defense. I don't think Miami has a good enough defense to keep up with the offenses in that,
They just got
that
Mr.
division,
Ramsey.
in
Go
that
down.
conference. I don't think they have. Jalen Ramsey was really bad last year.
Go
They've
down
done
and
like
play.
teams taking
They have-
time to get to
they
their
have good
peak,
pieces
and that's why I'm
on
not
D.
taking the Jets yet because I think they're still a year away.
Well,
from
they
that
better
shit.
get to it because they got Mr.
But the
Rogers at
Dolphins,
age 38
the Dolphins
or
have been
9.
interesting for like 2 seasons now,
Go down
and I
to
think this is the
Miami.
year it all comes
Well,
together.
they won 9 last year and they had
Yeah.
some.
In
they had
Miami in
bad
that heat
runs.
too, it's not easy to play in Miami.
I think the
I
Dolphins.
think they
are
go at
good.
least. I think they at least win 10 or 11. So I'll go over.
Yeah.
Luke Hensler, you're welcome.
I'm still gonna sit with the under, but those arguments are a bit appealing. All right, over 7.5 for the New England Patriots.
Over.
7.5.
Yeah, right now
That's
Vegas doesn't like the
Someone in
over
that division's
7.5.
got to lose. I'm going under.
I'll go.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
go
what
under
I'm-
as
yeah,
well.
Someone in that division's got to be the team that
That's.
gets
I
beat
think.
up.
I think the Dolphins win 9 games. That's
I
why.
think Mac Jones lids out.
I think
Yeah.
he's just bad. I don't even think he's mid. But I like their
Yeah,
defense.
I mean, mid might be. Yeah.
mid's good for mid.
Yeah, like his-
Bailey Zappi steps in this year, and he's going to be the starter by the end of the year. That's my prediction.
They don't even have any weapons. It feels like.
Yeah.
Juju.
Oh, they got Juju.
Juju on
They got Hunter Henry and Tyquan Thornton and
Jacoby Myers.
no.
Didn't he leave? Yeah.
Myers is a Raider.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh yeah, I love the Raiders over. Jacoby Myers, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs. Give me that.
Are we all going under for the?
A winner.
Are we all going under for the 7.5 on the Patriots?
I'm going
Yeah.
over.
Oh, you're going over. All right. What do you think? 8 or 9 wins? 8. All right.
We should be recording these so we can
Well,
hang
well,
out.
we can watch it.
I'm gonna make an Excel spreadsheet in the morning.
Okay.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Yeah. After
Um,
the season, we have to.
We can
I know.
watch
Let's
this.
see how good you are.
Yeah.
The algebra. But we
We're
are
gonna be
a lot
way
of us
off
are
on
going with
some-
the same.
Yeah, there's gonna be some
Someone's
team
gonna
that
shock
steps.
us.
My
I'm
hot
probably gonna
takes-
go like 10 and 22.
Yeah, my hot take so far are the Panthers and the Vikings to be good.
All right. Again, just gonna ask it, and just give me the over under. We're just gonna move quick because we got a lot of teams to cover. Arizona 4.5.
Oh,
I'll go under.
Over.
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 Let's do it, but
Well, I mean, over 4.5 is just really low.
All right. Falcons 8.5.
With 17 games.
Under.
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 Philadelphia Eagles 11.5.
Under.
Over.
I
I'll
think,
go over.
I think they're the real deal.
That
Over.
division is tough,
Oh.
but
I like over.
Yeah.
I think the
second place
Giants-
city of the
11.
capital of the world will. get
Yeah.
there.
Fuck Philly, but
Yeah,
I'll take the
I hope you
over.
heard that.
So it's gonna be
Denver
Under.
8.5.
on.
I'll go under.
Denver under.
Denver under 8.5.
Under.
Just to
Slap
watch
it
it.
down.
They
They blow.
Russell Wilson is not going to cook for the second
I
year in a
just
row.
remember them
They
getting.
have a lot of like weapons, like they have a lot of guys who could be good.
Yeah, I like Jerry
Wow.
Jeudy.
Hats are tan.
Yeah, they always blow.
I just remember watching Russell Wilson have the worst game of all
He
time.
was unwatchable
against
last year.
The
Rams.
Rams on Christmas.
The Rams beat him by like 50.
Okay,
How many
but
wins did they have? 7 or
Oh, I remember
They
that.
had 7.
seven?
That
I'll
was
take
Russell Wilson.
No,
was so
they
bad.
might have
that was
5.
crazy.
Yo, check the Broncos win total from last year.
Thursday night football against
Oh my
the
God.
Colts last year.
At least
That's
we
one of
won't,
the
at least we
worst
won't
games
have the
I've ever
Broncos
watched.
hype and they don't
Someone
give
got,
as many prime
someone got
time
rocked in
games.
that game. I forget. Maybe a Colts running back.
Oh, it was a
Wait,
run. It
wait.
was a run.
You said 9.5. Is that what you
That's the
said?
win. No, that's for last year. How many?
Yeah,
did
that's
they
what it
have?
was set at.
Yeah, I guess.
Can I just? Just give me the record. Just
Yeah,
give me
just
that.
Type in the record.
I don't. Did I type in this?
I think they had 5.
5 and 12.
Give me the under.
After okay, the last 4
They
seasons.
didn't- they
7
didn't
and 9,
improve.
5 and
What is
11,
the
7
odds
and
on
10,
that?
5 and 12.
The over 8.5 is at plus 106.
What about the under? Let's see
I don't.
under.
It doesn't tell me.
Actually, that might be like a good bet.
Yeah. If you're watching this,
They haven't won 8 games. in
bet
20
the under
years.
8.5 on the Denver Broncos.
That's cap.
Tennessee Titans 7.5. Go over. Like Vrabel.
Under.
Wait, is it
Under.
Malik
under,
Willis
under,
this
under.
No, it's gonna be
Some
Levis
teams
or
in
I
the
think it's gonna be
AFC have
Tannehill.
Willis.
I think Tannehill starts the whole year, and Levis is gonna try to like learn under Ryan Tannehill. But
That quarterback room's a mess.
yeah,
Under.
Malik Willis isn't gonna be a
What a
Tennessee
draft
Titan.
he's
pick.
awful.
Some people want Willis. All right, so that's the point.
I'll go under the. I'll go over. They'll win 8 maybe. Under actually they stink.
I
All
agree.
right, I'm going
They
over.
stink.
I'm going over.
8-1.
All right, that gets you over. That gets you over. Buyers.
I said under.
Okay, Rams 6.5 goes
Under.
over. Think they bounce back this year.
Who's QB there? Oh,
It's gonna be Stafford.
will be back over.
Rams?
Under. They still blow.
6.5.
They got Cup and
Yeah,
Some
I
other
think
Ben
last, I think
Skoranek,
last year
Aaron
was,
Donald.
was bad, but like
that was everything
I think
went
they're gonna
wrong.
bounce
They
back.
tried.
Sean
to-
McVay's a good coach.
They were
they're gonna
terrible.
bounce back.
6.5.
They bounce back over.
Yeah.
He's been swayed.
Yeah, I'll take it. No, I'm taking the under.
All right. Baltimore Ravens 10.5.
Under they'll win 10.
I think they'll win 10.
Under.
I'll go under.
Division's too good.
Under.
Steelers are better.
I feel like I have to see the schedule.
Well, you haven't seen the other schedules.
We always feel.
That's very true. Well, yeah, I think it's gonna be around there.
I like 10. I think 10's a good line if they didn't add the 0.5.
Really?
All right, yeah, I'll take it.
All right. Rob.
Because if the Steelers get one, I think the Bengals can be good.
Rob, we got a fast fire here.
Oh, under. I think 10. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think they're gonna come. I think they're gonna be like.
Bengals 11.5. I think they get 10 or 11. I'll go under again. I don't think they win. I don't think there's a season
you
they
gotta
get 12.
think either the
I can see
Bengals or the
12.
Ravens are gonna go over their line.
I can see 12. Yeah.
It's gonna be. I think they. If I were to place the division right now,
I can see the Bengals.
I think
getting 12
the
wins.
Browns get beat up on in the
Browns could
division.
be
They win 6
I know, the
games.
Browns could be good.
They could be good, but that's a big what. Like
Deshaun
No,
Watson
yeah.
was like very, 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 very fucking good a couple years ago.
I'm
He started
actually
playing
gonna.
but he was also very, 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 very bad last year. And he hasn't
He started
played-
getting better by the end of the year.
I think he threw 2 picks week
Yeah, he was-
18 against the Steelers, and he looked atrocious. But
I don't
They had
know.
nothing
It's
to play
the
for,
talent,
really.
the talent's there.
I'll take the Bengals under. I think they get 11.
I think they get a 10 or 11. I think.
I'm gonna switch to Ravens over and then take the Bengals over.
It's a good
What
division.
did you say? Morgan?
Joe Shiesty is
I
too much
have.
hype.
What did I have the other one? I had the under.
You had the under for the Ravens.
For
I
the
think.
Ravens, I'm gonna take the over for the Bengals.
Rob, what'd you have?
For the Bengals,
Yeah.
over. I think they're good.
All right.
I could see a Bengals Eagles Super Bowl.
All right. And then.
I can't believe I
Are
said
you
that.
Browns 9.5.
Oh my lord.
Under.
Feed me the under.
Underwear.
Can I parlay the
Terrible
Steelers
person.
and the Browns?
You can. If
No,
want
you
to.
can't.
you can't.
Yeah,
Well, I
you're a
can.
student athlete.
Yeah, I can, but
No, but you still couldn't.
Imaginary parlay it.
yeah.
Because if you're
Can't
betting on
parlay
win
that.
titles, I don't think you can on any
No,
teams,
some dude
but
did a win total
especially in the same
parlay
division.
last year.
In the same
for
division,
every
though,
team.
they're playing each other, so
Why would that matter?
I don't know.
just because that goes into the record. Like obviously, if you thought that the like the Steelers were gonna beat the Browns, you'd take the Steelers over and like the Browns under.
So you say FanDuel will like disallow you from doing that?
Yeah, it'll
That's
say
insane.
like these selections can't be combined.
That's a lame.
Rob, did you have the over and under for 9.5 for the Browns?
Under.
I think it's over.
Yeah, I think while they'll be good, the division's very good, and that's gonna be tough. I think everyone in that division is gonna be 8 wins or better, pretty much. Like it's gonna get one of the best.
I think Browns win 6 or 7
Soft
games.
schedules.
Steelers win 11. Ravens win 10. Bengals win 11.
So I think we're gonna beat up on all of our out of division games. All
Yeah,
of us.
I think we split or take 4 games in the North. But
I'd
that's
see-
about the Steelers. I know we've said that a couple times, but they're just so good to talk about. Saints 9.5 go over.
by default.
So,
over by
under.
default, literally.
Yeah, I don't know who I'm taking. Did I take the? I'll take the Panthers over, and I'll take the Saints under.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll take the Saints over. Not them.
Old Saints fan going back to his ways. Over 9.5.
Yeah, I like it.
Sean, did you have the over?
I'm hammering the under there.
Okay. All right. Big Saints hater.
I,
Tampa Bay Bucks 6.5. Give me the Baker Mayfield under. Going under 6.5.
Baker's gash. I'm taking
That's a
under.
nice word.
Gash?
Yeah. He's
When did we
terrible.
make that one up?
Garbage ass.
Yeah, basically.
All right, I'll take
Say it for me.
under.
Thank
What,
you.
6.5 it is?
That's
Um,
low, but
I think the Saints are just gonna be shit.
the Falcons will be better than the Bucks.
I think the Bucks could beat
I
the
agree.
Falcons once. I'll take the over and go.
What was the Falcons?
8.5.
Yeah, that's an under still.
Yeah, it's
Houston 6.5. Going under.
Under.
I have to take the over there.
Coming from the Texans.
Huge Davis Mills guy right here.
Well, he won't be playing.
He won't be at the
He might
but-
start the beginning of the season.
I
Then
might-
I would probably take the under from just looking at it as a fan.
I might. Give me the over. That'll be my hot take. They got the last place schedule, I believe.
Stroud. I like
And
Stroud.
Stroud is something new to care about. Their division's garbage.
Yeah, if Stroud starts, I'm taking the
I'll take the over. It's 7.5.
6.5.
I'll take the over. They can win 7 maybe.
See, I feel like I got trapped last. There was a trap last year with Jacksonville, 6.5,
And
and
he took the under.
I- no, I was told a friend to take the under, and they won 9. But
Yeah.
yeah, I really thought that the under 6.5 was a lock for the Jags, but I ended up winning 9 games, so I feel like that could kind of be the Houston Texans this year. I feel like
I like the under.
they could surprise some people with Stroud as a quarterback.
I think Ohio State quarterbacks are all bad.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Think of the last like 5 or 6.
They're not pro style enough.
Yeah. Ryan Day's not developing enough.
That's his fault.
The Giants are last team.
Giants are last team that we're gonna talk about. 7.5.
I really
Oh,
like
that's
the
low.
over.
Going over.
Over.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
hammering
low.
They
the
gotta
over.
at least get 8, even though.
I think I went over for every team in that division except for the Commanders.
You got Danny, Saquon,
I think it's a
Darren
good.
Waller.
I think when you look at
They need-
the,
I like that Hodgins guy, Isaiah Hodgins. He had a really
I think they're the
good
best
season.
division in the NFC this year, so I mean, it's not
Yeah,
absurd to say
agreed.
3 of them go over.
Yeah.
Easily the
I think
best.
they're kinda
division.
like
the other
the
3 are
AFC
weak,
North.
honestly. The other 3 are
Yeah,
just
well, the
weak.
AFC is so much better than the NFC
Yeah,
this
it's
year.
ridiculous.
The West is tough. I would not want to be in the West. I mean, I don't like
The North's
I
hard.
think
The East is good.
I know.
The South stinks, but besides that,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got
AFC
the
is
NFC
much better.
East and like
Yeah. 'Cause I think the
West
AFC was
has, like,
built to
some questions.
beat Patrick Mahomes, and the NFC's beat to outlast teams.
If the Steelers were in the NFC, we'd be like the number 3 seed in the playoffs
Yeah.
at least.
I think if the Steelers were in the AFC, they'd be a number 3 seed.
I mean,
hey, we'll see.
well, I mean, you never know. But
I say it every year, but
I know.
eventually
This
it's
is-
gonna happen. Like
I say eventually it's gonna happen. That's sound logic.
Eventually it'll happen, and you can say before the
I
season.
told you so.
You were on the record.
Yeah. 1 in 30 is still a win.
True.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining the podcast. Gonna try to get an episode done every week, or try to get a video out there every week. Instagram is the Field Podcast. We have a TikTok as well called the Field Podcast, so check us out on those. Gonna be doing a lot more videos, and if you guys have any video ideas or want to reach out, please do so. Ask questions and ideas for what we can talk about and all those things. But I think that's all. Thank you for watching. I think we had a pretty productive and good conversation. It was nice talking with these guys about everything happening in the sports world, and we're going to continue to do it. And hopefully you guys had a good listen, and we can do it again. Thank you.